Okay. Yeah. We're doing testing again. You know, the as you know, we've been having problems every time we try to use the vMix, and of course, whenever like I have the earphones on right now, everything shows to be working fine, and so that's it's all about latency is the reason we get the echoes and all that kind of stuff whenever we're using uh, a software program that allows us to do more, like like this. I'm fixing to show you right here, and watch this, everybody. Yeah, as you see that there, that's that kid that jumped on top of the squad car. Now I don't know if you got any sound out of that or not because I do not hear it. I do not hear it. But that kid jumping on that car. First of all, he's a fool. Second of all, that takes me back to a time when I was in high school. Yeah, the 11th grade, 1964. Yeah, and this guy comes out of a pizza place. Yeah, he comes out of a pizza place, and me and my bud were sitting there in a car. We're fixing to go out on a double date, don't you know? And so this guy comes out there, and he jumped. This big guy jumped on the hood of my car, and he's cussing at us and carrying on. I don't know why. But I just started seeing blood red, and I took out across the parking lot with him on the hood. Then I went up Hampton Boulevard, and of course, you guys in Dallas know where that's at. I went, I went up Hampton Boulevard at about 70 miles an hour with him on my hood. Now, we gave him the ride of his life. We gave him the ride of his life. He was crying, he was screaming, he was begging. And anybody that knew us back then, we were going to show no mercy. So I don't guess he jumped on any more car hoods after that. Matter of fact is, we went to the same high school, and I never heard from him again after that. I expected it, but we didn't. And that just brought back that memory. And hey, look, this guy on the squad car, he got off lucky. If he had some road rash or maybe a few bumps and bruises, he got off lucky. So that's all I'll say about that. But hey, you notice Nancy Pelosi has surfaced again. Chuck Schumer has surfaced again. Chuck Schumer comes out there with his glasses down low. Oh, yeah, his glasses down low, and he's telling us that the president is doing a hit job on Joe Biden. Wait a minute. What have we been seeing the last 4 years but a hit job done by the progressive Democrats? A never-ending hit job. Now, he shouldn't be yelling foul now. The frickin' moron. And that ice cream eating Nancy Pelosi gonna stand up there on the House floor and try and lecture the rest of us and to talk to us about everything from Social Security to health care to wearing masks. Hey, by the way, which she's the biggest violator of, the bitch. And pass this on, even though it's a test, it's a rant at the same time. I've had it with this bullshit. Have you? Have you, Ghost Eagle, Jamon Rooney, Frosting Fusion? Lori Bell. And you're right, Lori Bell. This is a great shirt. I love it. My wife bitches at me because I wear it all the time. And she bitches at me because my wardrobe is black. And I have a few other alternate colors. I just don't have occasions to wear them. That's right, Frosting Fusion. We've definitely had enough. And that's the reason I've tuned out. I watched about, maybe 10 seconds of Nancy Pelosi on the House floor, and I had it. Had it. Because if their mouths are moving, they're lying. But for fun here lately, I've been tuning in on Facebook and other YouTube to watch Dinesh D'Souza. Let me get it straight. It's hard for me, since my cancer surgery. Dinesh D'Souza take on the college students who think they know so much, whether they're from Princeton, Yale, or wherever. They think they know it all, and they don't know shit. And I saw this morning that young people were talking about Social Security. Everybody talking about Social Security. Hey, look, I'm on Social Security. I'm retired. I've been retired now since 2004. Yeah, I retired when I was 54. 54. It can be done. It can be done. But I would say to young people right now, Social Security, they'll tell you, Social Security wasn't meant to be your retirement. Wasn't meant to be your full retirement. And understand, everybody, there's fewer and fewer companies that to the rank and file workers that offer a company retirement. Now it's your 401k. Your 401k. And I would suggest to any young people right now, whatever their career is, even a housewife, you contact a financial planner and be diligent. I know when you're young, you think you're invincible. You don't want to think about that shit. But I promise you, in the later years, you're going to say, what the hell did I do to myself? Because we have people out there trying to live on $800 a month. Now, I'm going to blame both parties for this bullshit. I'm going to blame both of them. Everybody should have a great retirement. Everybody should. And Social Security was not the answer. And they'll say, well, Social Security lockbox. There's no such freaking thing. They rob Social Security every day. Every day. But let me say this to young people. Get it together now. Get it together now. I can tell you, my sister, a perfect example. They did the right thing. They sought a financial planner in their retirement. They live well. Also retired at a young age. And I promise you, working at 70 years old or seeking your late 60s is bullshit. Some people say they love it. Some people say if they wasn't working, they'd die. That's an easy freaking answer. You just stay busy. I'm busier now than I was when I was working. I work on these politicians. I work for our motorcycle club. I work for Texas Defenders. We're always trying to do something, trying to make things better. Better. And let me tell you, politics is slow and painful. Slow and painful. Just like the bullshit you see going on now. It's painful. You want to tune out. Now, I watch what I have to watch. But I also write down the names of people I need to talk to. And I promise you, everybody, my legislator, my congressman, those people know who I am when I walk into the frickin' room. Now, some of them are glad to see me, and some of them aren't too damn glad at all. Not at what we have to say. So right now, it's just like we said in the podcast the other night, and hey, by the way, I forgot to ask, how's the sound? And how was the sound when I played that video clip? Was the audio on or not? I may not have it on. I may have to play it again. But Ghost Eagle, you were forced to retire in 06, right? Yeah. I'm in about the same boat. I was forced to retire. As an aircraft inspector, you make a lot of enemies. And when management saw a chance to retire me, they did it. Now, was I done working? No. I had my motorcycle shop and other things to tend to. But you know what? During that time was great fun as I figured out what I was going to do, where I was going to go. And so how we got to know so many politicians. I was president of the Arlington Tea Party for 6 years. And let me tell you, that was a lot of fun. We did a lot of protests. We did a lot of stuff. We never pulled a permit for a protest at all, you know, and we had people out there saying, well, you got to, let's see, was one of the radio personalities here in Dallas, well, if you go do this, you got to pull a permit. You got to let them know you're coming. Well, hell no, you don't. Now, as long as you're on public property and you're not using any of their facilities, we proved that out in Waco, where we went down there again and again and again. So the audio wasn't on for the video. We'll try that again here in a minute and see if I can turn it on. Maybe I forgot to click the little audio button. Then again, maybe it's just a continuation of our problems. But I'm going to get somebody in here to help with that. I have to find me a vMix expert or a sound mixer board expert. And so, you know, yeah. Dune Coons, good morning, buddy. How are you doing? So, and look, like I said in the podcast the other night, you know, we come on each week. We're not trying to sell you foundation repair. We're not promising any vitamins that's going to cure everything from cancer to your aching bones. Nah, none of that BS. None of that BS. And today is Constitution Day. And so, yeah, it's time to read. You're right. You're right, Dirty D's. Everybody needs to reread it and know your rights. And you know, I promise you, the bikers that are out there that are experiencing profiling, that are experiencing harassment by the law, they are educated on their rights. Now, like we see, or like we don't see, with these people that are out rioting every night, and I watched some of it last night in Louisville, and it looks like the crowds are getting smaller, especially now since the feds have started arresting people. And so they're being taken out of the hands of those George Soros elected prosecutors that are just turning around and putting them back out on the street. Yeah. So now once they get in the hands of the feds, that's a different story. We've read where some have gotten $1 million bonds. Hey, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. And now they're bitching. They're bitching about having their mug shots put on Twitter. That's not by the mainstream media, by the way. That's not by their local media. That's by a reporter. I think his name is Andy No. Follow him on Twitter. And he's been posting the mugshots of all these Antifa types and BLM types. You know what? Good deal. We have to know who they are, and they have to be exposed. And if they lose their jobs, that's just too fucking bad. Because what do you think happens to bikers? They can make an illegal turn. They can fail to put on a turn signal or not put your foot down at a stop sign, and they're taken to jail. Next thing you know, their mugshot may be on the local news or in the local newspaper the next day. But that's okay. And now these people want to whine. They want to whine. Screw them. Screw them. The bikers are not anarchists. The bikers are not out there burning down cities. The bikers are not out there hitting people in the head with bricks. The bikers are not the ones out there setting dumpsters on fire and including buildings. They're just not. So I want our audience, and I want everybody to help spread it. Bikers are not the enemy. Bikers are not gangs in the sense you mean street gangs. They're just not. And so, this is what we've got going on. We've got laws for them and laws for us. Laws for politicians, laws for us. Laws for these writers and anarchists, laws for us. It goes on and on and on, and it's time for it to stop. We've got courts, local courts, state courts, courts at the national level that are crooked as hell, and we see it every day. We see it every day. Are you not sick of it? And I know I'm on a rant this morning. The bullshit I've been watching is just too much to take at times. Too much to take. When you know the truth about everything. And like I said, the progressives, whether it be Nancy Pelosi, whether it be Chuck Schumer, whether it be Nadge Nadler, whether it be Joe Biden himself, his running mate Kamala, who now says the Harris administration, take that to the bank. If their mouths are moving, they're lying. If you got the BLM out protesting, they're lying. If you got Antifa out, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They can't tell you. Most are dumber than a box of rocks. They know nothing about history, and they are the true fascists. They are the true fascists. They love to call right-wingers or people of the conservative persuasion fascists, but none of that is true. None of it. They don't even know what a fascist is. Let's try that video again. Let me see what I've got going there, and that speaker shows to be on, and so let me go back to it. Oops. I don't know how I got that far past it. I may not be able to get back there. Let me try it real quick. No, it's not going to do it. I can't get it back. It's wanting us to buy something, everybody. Wanting to buy something. We're not here to sell you anything. I'll get that BS off. I could, let me see. There may be something else I can do there. Nope. Just not going to do it. I can't get it to go back for some reason. No, it won't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, I looked at it. The little speaker, the sound deal was on. You didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I have to try and figure out what that is and why. But we hear the sound is good now, right? It's on up there where everybody can hear it. Hey, Lori Bell, we're gonna make Geezer come into the studio next week. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a special chair and camera set up for him. So we're gonna make him our producer. He don't know what the hell he's doing, but we'll make him a producer anyway. In name only. Geezer's something else, man. Something else. We got bike night tonight. Yeah. And I put some new LED turn signals on my street light yesterday. And they're really cool. And today I got to finish up with the tail light. And hopefully they don't pop out of the turn signal housing. You know, they kind of snap in there. And you don't really know that it's in there really, really good. So it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder if what's going to happen when I'm going down the road at 80, 90 miles an hour, and it pops out. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I thought about gluing them in, but hell, that'd just make them hard getting out. I don't want to do that. Anyway, they're expensive. All that stuff is expensive. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, well, whether you want to be like me when you grow up. Let me tell you, I was hell on wheels as a teenager. Well, actually, we were hell on wheels in elementary school, too. And, well, we may start doing a Popeye hour. I probably got a couple hundred stories I could tell, stuff we did along the way. I have written a book. It's called The Paperboy Mafia. Oak Cliff Kids and the Paperboy Mafia. And, yeah, in our neighborhood, we all had the morning newspaper routes. And during the summer, we'd meet at midnight where they brought all the papers to in this little shopping center. And we'd go up there and, well, we didn't start folding the papers right away. We all rode little motorcycles. Some of them rode little Cruisers and Vespas. A Lambretta was in there. I remember one kid had a Lambretta. And then I had a Mustang motorcycle built out in California. And if you know what a Mustang looks like, I'll post a picture of it next time I'm on. And you know, it's like a miniature Harley, a one-longer, but it had great torque. And so anyway, we'd go up there at midnight and we'd go carousing around on our motorcycles, running like a bunch of wild banshees, and we did some crazy things. And I'll have to tell you how I got mixed up with the law. One of our main adversaries was J.D. Tippit. Now, if you recognize that name, that's the police officer that was shot by Lee Harvey Oswald over off Jefferson Boulevard in Dallas. Yeah. He had a son named Alan Tippit. Yeah. Now, J.D. Tippit, the police officer, liked to blame us for all of Alan's transgressions. Well, Alan didn't need any help from us. He was wilder than hell. He didn't need our help. So, yeah. Hey, Willie O, YouTube, even if you say ass, they will block it. And so I have to unblock it to make it be seen. And I try and catch all of them, but I don't always on the live chat. It's an interesting thing. Hey, I can't believe I've been ranting now for 26 minutes. I apologize to everybody. So anyway, hey, I think a good test, like I said, this is all about latency. Is the reason we get these echoes, and especially when I add other videos, like I tried to play a minute ago, and pictures. So each time in other words, I can't do a setting and it be the same each time. I've got to go back and readjust the latency. If you understand what that is, you might Google it. and so I have to readjust it every time instead of just a standard setting. But I did see some other settings a while ago on YouTube, which is quite interesting. And, you know, we had to jump through hoops the other night to get the show going. We really did. And so we apologize for that goof up. We'll try and do better next time. Hopefully, I've got all this figured out. I'm fixing to leave here in a few minutes and go over to the college and find me a vMix Pro. Yeah, we got a college down the street. And so, yeah. Hey, yeah, you guys. And I do work out at least 4 times a week. And I do a lot of walking. I did, like I tell everybody, I had a heart attack in 2001. It's almost 20 years now. And, you know, hey, I remember when going through cardio rehab, they said, walk. Make that heart work. Make it in a way it will repair itself. It'll discover new routes around the blocked arteries. And at that time, and I still do, have one that's 95% blocked. But hey, I'm happy. I'm riding my motorcycle. I'm exercising. I'm coming to you guys once or twice a week. Hey, nothing could be better. Nothing could be better. Other than my freaking cancer surgery here that has changed the way I speak. I sound like Gabby Hayes now, and I'm self-conscious about it. But what it did, it no longer makes eating enjoyable. My taste buds are gone. My saliva glands are gone. A chunk is out of my tongue. But you know what? I'm still cooking, everybody. I'm still cooking, and there's still fight left in me, and we will fight. We will fight these politicians. No matter which side they're on, we'll be defenders of our Constitution and our constitutional rights. We will not stop. And it's time we get out there and tell these young fools around the country, hey, sit down, shut up, learn. 2 things we need to do. We need to go after our media, and we need to go after these schools that are preaching this shit. And we need to do that ASAP. And we'll talk about it next time. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a hot, humid day. Well, it's not really hot. In the mid-80s. Mid-80s today. Humid as hell. That makes it seem hot. But tonight's bike night. We'll have smiles on our face. Good day, and ride safe, everybody. Ride safe.